You know, one thing you may see a little less of these days is suits. Personally, I'm back to them. Many of my clients, though, still like dressing casually. Professional? Sure, but casual. I help them with that, putting the right things together so they'll look as well dressed as, well, the mannequins in the window. Of course, I leave the hair thing up to them.
Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
Car, $350 a month. Phone, $58. Cable, $45. Facial, $80. Long-term investment plan, $25 a month. Groceries...
Hold on a second.
Yeah, investment plan, $25 a month. Honey, we talked about this.
You said facial.
Did I say facial?
Starting at $25 a month, investing doesn't have to come at the expense of living.
Chili cheese strips, chili dogs, chili chowder, veggie chili, chili chimichangas, chili on a stick.
No, thanks.
Tofu chili, turkey chili.
Here's the real way to eat chili. Tim Hortons Hearty Chili in an oven-baked bread bowl with a medium coffee and donut, just $5.59. Also available in chicken stew.
Hey, I ate the ball! I ate the ball! I'm never gonna eat you! Come on!
It's a job with a difference.
You're part of a team.
Getting hands-on experience. Sure, there are easier jobs, but with us, you see the world.
You make a difference.
The Navy. Think about it. Maybe this is the challenge you're looking for. Strong, proud. Today's Canadian Forces.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Travel for work, $16,000 a month. Gloves for work, $12 a pair. Miscellaneous work expenses, $320 a year. Having a job that never, ever feels like work, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL and lifelong fan of Phil Pritchard, keeper of Lord Stanley's Cup.
It happened on Hockey Night. Brought to you by Ford of Canada, supporting the drive to achieve.
No cape. No fancy blue suit. No fireball throwing. No x-ray vision. No mind-reading nonsense. Just a man in his truck. Day in, day out. Getting the job done. And that's what I call a superhero. F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
On January 20th, 1970, St. Louis became the first expansion city to host the NHL All Star Game. The original 6 teams made up the East against the expansion teams representing the West. And the game got off to a record-breaking start with the teams trading goals by Jacques Laperriere and Dean Prentice in the first minute of play. Goals by Gordie Howe, Bobby Hull, and Walt Kachuk gave the East a 4-1 lead at the halfway mark of the second period. That's when 41-year-old Jacques Plante took over in goal for the West and produced one of the greatest goaltending performances in All-Star Game history. Plante stopped every shot he faced in the final 30 minutes, including 20 in the third period. The East won the game 4-1, but Jacques Plante stole the show at the 1970 All-Star Game in St. Louis.
Chili cheese strips, chili dogs, chili chowder, veggie chili, chili chimichangas, chili on a stick.
No, thanks.
Tofu chili, turkey chili.
Here's the real way to eat chili. Tim Hortons Hearty Chili in an oven-baked bread bowl with a medium coffee and donut, just $5.59. Also available in chicken stew.
Hey, I ate the ball! I ate the ball! I'm never gonna eat you! Come on!
There are things that I've done that I'm proud of. Biggest fish to ever come out of that lake. I'm not the best golfer, but that summer I practiced every weekend. And this, well, this is definitely my biggest success, quitting smoking. It wasn't easy. I needed help controlling the cravings, but I did it a year ago with Nicoderm.
Nicoderm, the patch most recommended by doctors and pharmacists.
I like to think of this as my badge of honor.
Now appearing at a living room near you. Orville Redenbacher's Ultimate Theater-Style Popcorn. Our pour-over pouch lets you add all the buttery topping you want, so nothing tastes fresher or more buttery. Ultimate Theater-Style Popcorn from Orville Redenbacher. Just like at the movies, only better.
Bigger. Bolder. The reinvented Camry, the best-selling car in North America, just got better. Beautiful.
Imagine a work of art without color. Now imagine your home the same way. So much better with a rich palette of color. With durable beauty tone paint, exclusively from Home Hardware. You can add warmth to any room with a splash of color, and Beauty Tone has the perfect contemporary colors for any decorating scheme. Indoors and out, only from Canada's paint experts at your neighborhood Home Hardware. Help is close to home.
This portion of the 2002 NHL All Stars Skills competition brought to you by Tim Hortons Chili in an oven-baked bread bowl. Come home for lunch at Tim Hortons.
Back at the Staples Center, en route now to the skills competition. In 1994, Mike Richter was brilliant in this event and won the Stanley Cup for New York in the spring. Dominik Hasek in 98, you all know the story. A perfect 6 for 6 on penalty shots and helped pave the way for the Czech Republic's gold medal performance in Nagano. This is always a good tip-off to who's going to have either a good Olympics or a good spring. As we begin this exciting February, let's get straight to it. Chris Cuthbert, Kelly Rudy, and Greg Millen will handle this again. Chris, over to you.
Well, the interesting thing about the All-Star Weekend is it's not goaltender friendly, but in the skills, I think it's going to be interesting for the world team. They've got 3 goaltenders that are going to be in the Olympics. Tommy Salo, Dominik Hasek, Nikolai Habibulin.
And I know a lot of people weren't happy with that they had to be here, so we'll see how that plays out, Greg.
Well, this is my favorite competition. I love watching the great players in this league show their skills off.
The North American team won last year. We'll see if they can do it again. Ron?
Chris, thanks a lot. The Vancouver Canucks are on a great roll. Brent Sopel, the NHL Player of the Week, and the NHL Player of the Month is Marcus Naslund, who is standing by now as we go to Scott Russell.
There's Marcus Naslund, who shares the NHL scoring lead, and I hear that Jerome McGinley is down there shaking in his boots. You've come on so strong, Marcus. How's it all happen?
It's all about the team, I think. It might sound like a cliche, but it's true. We played well, we scored a lot of goals, and I've been involved in some of them.
Marcus, good luck. I know you're going after Ray Bork's title for the accuracy shot. Good luck to you. Now let's go over to North America. Scott Oak.
Scott, thanks very much. Here's Jerome McGinley. Scott was just asking Marcus Naslund about the tightness of the scoring rates. Have you got this stuff to pull away from him in the second half of the season and maybe win the Art Ross?
Well, I don't know. It is a very tight race, and there's so many good players. Look at Naslund's. He's been coming on. He's playing great. Thornton, and then you got Sakic and Jagger who've been up there every year. So it's going to be a tight race. I'm just enjoying it, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, Jerome, thanks for your time. Good luck in the skills competition.
Thanks a lot.
Ron, back to you.
And the NHL's leading goal getter will compete in both the hardest shot and the accuracy competitions. Scott will join the house now for the free skills ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dodge NHL All Star Super Skills Competition, matching North American All Stars against the world. First, let's meet the coaches. The head coach for the World All Stars from the Detroit Red Wings, Scotty Bowman. Assisting him from the Chicago Blackhawks is Ryan Sutter. The head coach from the North American All Stars from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Pat Quinn. And assistant coach from the Boston Bruins, Robbie Fatorik. Now, let's meet the players for the World All Stars. First, players representing the Czech Republic. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Tomas Kavarla. From the New Jersey Devils, Patrick Elias. From the Detroit Red Wings, Dominik Hasek. From your Los Angeles Kings, Yaroslav Modry. From the Washington Capitals, Jaromir Jagr. Representing Finland. From the San Jose Sharks, Teemu Selanne. From the Carolina Hurricanes, Sami Kapanen. Representing Latvia. From the Florida Panthers, Sandis Ozolinsh. Representing Norway. From the Columbus Blue Jackets, Espen Knudsen. Representing Russia. From the Tampa Bay Lightning, Nikolai Habibulin. From the Washington Capitals, Sergei Gonchar. From the Chicago Blackhawks, Alexei Zhamnov. From the New York Islanders, Alexei Yashin. From the Detroit Red Wings, Sergei Fedorov. Representing Slovakia. From your Los Angeles Kings, Ziggy Palffy. From the St. Louis Blues, Pavel Dimitra. Representing Sweden. From the Detroit Red Wings, Nicklas Lidstrom. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mats Sundin. Vancouver Canucks, Marcus Naslund. From the Edmonton Oilers, Tommy Salo. And representing the Ukraine, from the Buffalo Sabres, Alexei Zhetnik. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the 2002 NHL All Stars representing North America. Representing Canada. From the Phoenix Coyotes, Sean Burke. From the Colorado Avalanche, Rob Blake. From the Ottawa Senators, Wade Redden. From the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, Paul Correa. From the San Jose Sharks, Owen Nolan. From the Calgary Flames, Jerome Iginla. From the Detroit Red Wings, Brendan Shanahan. From the Colorado Avalanche, Joe Sakic. From the Boston Bruins, Joe Thornton. From the San Jose Sharks, Vincent Damphousse. From the Colorado Avalanche, Patrick Roy. From the St. Louis Blues, Chris Pronger. From the Chicago Blackhawks, Eric Daze. From the Vancouver Canucks, Ed Jovanovski. From the Montreal Canadiens, Jose Theodore. And from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux. Representing the United States of America. From the New York Rangers, Brian Leetch. From the New York Rangers, Mike York. From the Detroit Red Wings, Chris Chelios. From the New York Islanders, Mark Perry. And from the Philadelphia Flyers, Jeremy Roenick. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2002 NHL All Stars.
This is the show for the kids, fun and fundamentals for all those years of hard practice. It's the puck control relay, event 1 of the skills competition, when we continue from the Staples Center.
This winter,
Mr. Wolf is about to go into a meeting.
yes, get ready
You really think it's gonna work?
to get even. Big Fat Liar. At theaters Friday, February 8th. Welcome to a place where everything is cleaner, crisper, fresher. Welcome to Wildcat Country, where the beer is brewed without preservatives, so it's naturally smooth. Labatt Wildcat, a taste of the outdoors.
With the new Duramax diesel engine and an Allison automatic transmission, the 300 horsepower GMC Sierra Heavy Duty is the most powerful diesel pickup ever.
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
The all-new GMC Sierra Heavy Duty.
And now to drop the puck for the opening face-off, our special guest, Wayne Gretzky.
Whoa, it's the Gretzky puck.
It's a Gretzky puck!
Introducing McDonald's commemorative pucks for the 2002 Olympic Winter Games. Just $1.99 each with any size fry, hash brown, or drink. Plus, get your puck display stand for just 99 cents.
One movie will have your heart racing and keep you on the edge of your seat.
I've seen you afraid.
Based on true events, The Mothman Prophecies. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Back in beautiful Los Angeles, set for event number 1 of the skills competition. Last year, the North American took 2 points, or goals as they call them. 1 for the team relay and 1 for the individual. Paul Kariya beat Alexei Kovalev in the individual relay. There'll be a team competition with 3 skaters, the second of whom must be a defenseman who skates backward to the red line and then onto the puck before navigating the pylons, and an individual head-to-head match which will be Paul Kariya versus Patrick Elias. There's the course. You start with a mad dash to the far face-off dot. You navigate the cones, and when you reach the goal line, the next skater goes in the team event. As I say, event number 1, the puck control relay, and we're set to rejoin the boys in the booth. Chris?
And they're just organizing the obstacle courses. Paul Kariya, unbeaten in the individual breakaway relay. Talks things over with Chris Chelios. Kariya of the NI Mighty Ducks, so he got a bit of a jeer when he was introduced. There's the world team for this first event.
Boy, and I think, Greg, it's all about obviously the puck control, but speed is a big factor, but not as good or as much as puck control.
Yes, and the turns around the pylons and how the players navigate the turns with the puck on their stick, and watch them cross over to gain speed as they go through these pylons in this event.
You have to keep in mind that each team is allowed 1 false start, so Greg, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and get the jump. Won't cost your team any penalties.
North American team prevailed last year in this event, which kick-started them to their first Super Skills victory.
I know the players, when you talk to them in the morning like we did this morning, they love these events. They're into it, they get competitive. It's just a lot of fun for all the guys to be on the ice and see how everybody will do. Of course, throughout the season, they have their own individual team skill events, and that gives them all a pretty good idea of how to do all of them.
I think we get a look at how serious these players are. They're stretching and getting ready for this competition. Years past, I don't think we would have seen quite this sort of effort getting ready for it.
Well, the other thing, too, when you're jumping into drills like this, you do have to be aware of the fact you don't want to pull any muscles. And we've had a lot of Olympians on the ice as well, and that would be the last thing they would want with the Olympics just around the corner, would be to get hurt in an event like this.
Well, we'll see Brendan Shanahan in many of these competitions. Another great year as he leads the Detroit Red Wings in scoring, along with Jose Theodore. And again, we've got Tommy Salo, Happy Bull, and Hasek all going to the Olympics. None of the goaltenders for the North American side are going to the Olympic Games.
But it was kind of nice to hear Tommy Salo say how happy he was to be invited here and that he was going to come here and have a great time.
Well, here are the guys getting led through the course just in case anybody has a brain cramp when they go to do it for real.
Now, Greg, one of the topics this morning as we watched Timo Solani going through the cones was about maybe opening the game up. All the star players, Mario Lemieux talked about it. He talked about maybe having more room in the neutral ice zone.
Are you going to blow all my material for tomorrow at the hot stove?
I am going to.
Well, I'm not talking about it, okay. So there you go.
We'll save it for tomorrow.
We may bring that up tomorrow, but Mario Lemieux did have some wonderful points about all of those issues, and it's quite interesting, really. And you mentioned perhaps a little more room in the neutral zone.
And good thing we weren't talking today, Chris, earlier, and you would have ruined my topics tomorrow.
Well, stay tuned tomorrow.
So we're just about ready to go.
Final instructions.
It'll be Matt Sundin to start against Vincent Damphousse, who, like somewhat of a surprise, starter for the North American team as the top vote getter among centers. And here we go. Vincent Domfus and Matt Sundin in this breakaway relay, and Domfus with a good burst gets to the puck first, but not much in it. And now Sundin looks like he's starting to close the gap.
You will see the players push the puck ahead and then make their move around the cone and control it at that point.
And it's still Domfus, but not much in it. And now the backpedaling defenseman, Ozelinch and Wade Redden. And they turn at center, and then it will be Redden who has increased the lead for the North American team.
And I think it's going around the pylons that's where Ozelinch shines, those sharp corners.
It's all about edges on your skates too, and for all young figure skaters, you know all about it. And hockey players, in my opinion, at a young age should take figure skating because they learn about their edges.
Healthy lead for Joe Sakic in the North American squad against the Finnish Flash. Timo Solani, who's got a lot of ice to make up.
And you can see the transfer of weight on the skates.
Timo's gaining. He's definitely gaining.
Little problem for Sakic.
Joe in the corner.
And it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I'm not sure. We'll need referee Don Van Massenhoven and Dave Jackson. And I think Solani came all the way back. And the world gets the point as Sakic's bobble cost North America.
I think we have to keep in mind that this ice has just been resurfaced, and there are little spots where there's a little extra water, and that can stop the puck from moving.
Now, do they have to go upstairs for this? That's how close it is, and... Whoa! We need the overhead.
Oh, a photo finish. Nobody told us about video replay in the super skills. So now we'll have the one-on-one. The world has been given the first point. North America, Paul Kariya, undefeated in this event. He's head-to-head.
Paul Kariya has won 3 times in a row.
He is
and from that start, you see why.
He just took off and got a big lead.
Oh, he is lightning. It's the blue line first. Shamnov a little trouble. Paul Kariya, Quicksilver, and it's 1-1, and he's still unbeaten.
Not even close.
It really is a pleasure to watch just how smooth they are, though, skating through the pylons with their head up, and it's not even an issue with them.
And the key to it is, for Kariya, was his start. I mean, he was so far ahead of Zhamnov before he even retrieved a puck at the other end. And that really set up the win for him.
Well, Patrick Iliash was first slated in, and he said, I don't think I could touch Patrick Iliash. Shamnov gave it a shot, but nobody was going to catch him.
And look, Greg, he's looking at least 2 pylons in front to see where he has to go.
And he's cutting right close to the pylons, but again, his edges. Look at the edges, right on one side of his skate to the other, transferring his weight from one side to the other as he pivots around the pylon.
Let's join Paul with Scott.
Well, another victory, and I guess you gave it your best stuff that time, right, Paul?
Well, the key thing is to get a lead going down the ice so you can go under control through the pylons.
I noticed everybody was stretching a lot before, not taking any chances.
No, we went through a full warm-up routine before this. You don't want to pull a groin or tweak a muscle, especially with the Olympics coming up.
Yeah, have fun. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Ron.
Greg Millen talked a lot about the edges. 5/8 of an inch is optimum, they say, for the speed relay coming up. Paul Coffey only had 7/8 of an inch in his hollow. He liked them really flat. The fastest skater event to break the tie next.
Travel for work, $16,000 a month. Gloves for work, $12 a pair. Miscellaneous work expenses, $320 a year. Having a job that never, ever feels like work, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL and lifelong fan of Phil Pritchard, keeper of Lord Stanley's Cup.
We chose white because it was
clean
and simple.
I just wanted a splash of color. Kind of kooky, with a lot of pizzazz.
Different strokes for different folks, all at one store.
Went to Home Depot, now I'm painting.
She makes it easy so she can make it gorgeous.
It's a custom color from CIL.
You can do it.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's all bear right there.
I love Ralph Lauren. This looks good.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I went to Home Depot first. Home Depot.
It's Henry, Grey Henry. He was big on the taste of burgers and fries. Now he's trying Subway on for size.
Clay exercises and follows a balanced diet that includes Subway's 7 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less.
Subway, eat fresh.
We made the team. Here we go again.
Your neighborhood Chrysler Dodge Jeep retailers are proud to announce Canada's best Olympic sales event with 0% purchase financing on most vehicles, including these Canadian Olympic limited editions. The award-winning Chrysler PT Cruiser, Canada's best-selling vehicle Dodge Grand Caravan, and Canada's champion of winter Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Go for the gold. See your retailer and check out the Canadian Olympic limited edition.
Supplies are limited. See your neighborhood Chrysler Dodge Jeep retailer now.
Mama has been making delicious soup for over 50 years. And now, so does Subway. Sorry, Mama. Subway now serves hot, hearty, delicious soups every day. Subway. Eat fresh.
All even at 1 as we move to the fastest skater competition. The skaters will begin 3 feet behind the center red line. The electric eye, once they pass it, they do 1 full circle of the ice, and it's a timed event, obviously. Bill Guerin's the defending champion in 13.690 seconds. Sergei Fedorov's a 2-time winner. Mike Gardner, the quickest trip ever in 1996. He completed the lap in 13.386. So 3 skaters aside trying to be the quickest. Let's go back to Chris.
Fedorov, as you mentioned, a 2-time winner. Peter Bondrin also has won this twice. Emil Dimitrov first up from the St. Louis Blues, having a terrific year. He is 4th in NHL scoring with 55 points. The 2000 Lady Byng Trophy winner is set, and as soon as he breaks the plane at center, the clock will start.
The players will tell you the start is really important and staying tight to the net on the turns. That was a pretty wide turn there.
And also if you can power through the turns without losing your balance.
And then cross over. And when you cross over after the turn is when you really pick up your speed for the stretch.
15.212, not likely to get it done. Bill Guerin won last year in 13.69, but sometimes it takes a lap or two to really gauge how fast the ice is.
Talk about your edges, Greg. Coming out of those corners, you have to know your edges perfectly or you're going to go for a spill.
Here's Mark Parrish of the New York Islanders. Boy, if he is as fast as he was out of the gate this year, he might be a contender.
There's that crossing over once they get through the turn.
24 goals on the season, 15.212, the time to beat, and he won't get it, 15.318 for Mark Parrish.
And in that 4th corner, he got a little bit wide, Greg, and I think that's the reason why he didn't maintain his speed.
Well, this trip will be a little smoother, with all due respect. Sergei Fedorov, a beautiful skater.
And Fedorov's away. You talk about some of the guys that get pumped up. Fedorov wanted to be in as many of these events as possible. He thinks he's got a shot at a few, and he's flying. Sergei Fedorov, final turn, and he'll beat it 14.201. There's your leader.
I just felt he had the best balance throughout start to finish.
He really did.
He wasn't too hunched over. He wasn't standing up at spots.
And Mike York up next, another speedster. We'll see how he does as he elects to go the other way.
Well, at the start of the year, he was lighting it up on the fly line with Eric Lindros and Theo Fleury. Let's see how fast he can fly. Mike York. 14.201, time to beat. Mike York is in 2nd place at 14.64.
Now the next skater up, Sami Kapanen, is the favorite. He can really fly. I asked him where he learned to skate. He said outdoor rinks, and he always played with older kids in the neighborhood. He said, I skated every day, and that's why I am such a good skater.
Sami Kapanen has won this event. He's tied for 12th in league scoring. He was the 2000 winner at 13.649. And he is motoring. One last turn. This will be the fastest time, I think. 14.039. The new leader.
Right on the money, Greg. You picked that one.
How about Ed Jovanovski up next? didn't start to even skate until he was 7 years of age. Did a lot of rollerblading, and he credits playing soccer in the summer as really helping his skating because of his quick feet. He doesn't play hockey in the summer.
The Canadian Olympian. 14 goals on the year, and the big man can pick him up and put him down. Again, 14:039 time to beat. And a 14:5 for a guy that size, pretty impressive.
He may have had the best time had he not slipped back on his heels on that last turn coming back into the straightaway. He was flying.
So again, 2 goals are available. Sami Kapanen has one as the winner, and the world team has another with the fastest average time.
Look at how tight he is to the pylon. A beautiful push. Good leg extension, a 45-degree angle, and how about those crossovers? He just dances through the turns.
So it's 3-1 for the world.
So the world leads at 3-1. The hardest shot competition is next. Freddie Modine's not here, the defending champ, at a blast of 102 miles an hour. That's coming up.
$151 countries, one ride. Canadian Club.
At TD Canada Trust, we'll make your investment questions disappear. Banking can be this comfortable. TD Canada Trust.
On its way to becoming a suit, a piece of fabric goes through 179 different people, and then it comes to me. I have the final say. Some people think that I'm, well, too picky. Funny thing is, I have never heard a customer say that.
Before a Moore suit goes to you, it goes to people like Giuseppe Pavone. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
Sunday.
There's a woman up there who's ready to have you. Do something about it.
Love comes to the Cape of Newfoundland.
It's a fine house.
I don't want it, I'm telling you. I think life is here for the likes of you to pick and choose.
With love comes deception and rivalry.
I saw you, both of you.
You've got a child growing inside you, no father.
The powerful force.
There are things that I've done that I'm proud of. Biggest fish to ever come out of that lake. I'm not the best golfer, but that summer I practiced every weekend. And this, well, this is definitely my biggest success, quitting smoking. It wasn't easy. I needed help controlling the cravings, but I did it a year ago with Nicoderm.
Nicoderm, the patch most recommended by doctors and pharmacists.
I like to think of this as my badge of honor.
The elusive passion of an Italian classic.
Get it!
Get it now, only from Panago. It's as simple as taking home a couple of our Italian classics or pepperoni classic pizzas, and with it, an uncommonly classic Caesar. Panago's Classic Pizza Sale. It isn't authentic if it isn't a Panago pizza.
Shake it, get it, shake it up.
The skate or it's a little cautious on the turns. I don't know why, but I'm actually real happy that I beat Sergei Fedorov. I've been watching in the past years, and he's extremely fast skater. And my son was putting a pressure on me because 2 years ago I lost a puck relay to Paul Curry, and he wasn't too happy about it. So I wanted to do good for him.
All right, Sammy, thanks a lot. You and Sergei were both a delight to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ron. All right, you can hear all the booing here in the rink. They showed Chris Chelios in the Jumbotron. Any Detroit Red Wings an enemy after that great first-round series. The hardest shot, you know, it's Al MacInnes's claim to fame, Ally Afraidy too. There's 4 shooters per team. They'll line up 30 feet from the net, 2 chances each. They've got to hit the goal and register a miles-per-hour reading. There you see Al's dominance of this event. Afraidy with a blast of 105.2, the best ever, and Fred Modine of Tampa is the defending champion as we get set for the hardest shot. Back to Chris, Kelly, and Greg.
Freddie Modine, the first forward to ever win this event. It is usually the domain of the Blue Liners, and Alexei Zhitnik will start things off. for the world team.
And let's keep in mind, little reminder every year, we have to remind ourselves that the lower the shot, the higher the score.
Jitnik just warming up at 91.5.
Jitnik went to a synergy this year, didn't like it, and went back to a two-piece stick. And he just said that I couldn't get the pattern and lie I was looking for in the synergy. Of course, that is a problem for some of the players.
2 shots from 30 feet out, and Jitnik will not be a factor here at 89.6. You know, we've heard so much about the synergy. I thought we might see some shots, 104, 105, but in all the prelims, nobody got into 3 figures this year. 99.6, the fastest time recorded by Rob Blake. Here's Jerome McGinley, and 96.9 will put him into the early lead. Jerome talking about this being a dream come true to be at his first NHL All-Star game.
Is he excited? And he really credits Grant Fuhr for helping out in his goal scoring this year because of his release. He's told him, get it away quicker. He's been doing that.
32 goals on the year, and Jerome McGinley, the leader, at 97.2.
And look at the whip of the stick there. Whoa, and it just snaps right through, and that's what a lot of these new sticks will do for the players. In fact, a lot of them hit the puck or hit the ice behind the puck to use the stick as an advantage. And whoa, that was interesting watching that whip.
I asked Sergei Gonchar about the synergy, and he said the biggest help it is for him, he doesn't have to work on his sticks as much. They're more consistent. He spends more time on the ice firing than he does working on the sticks, but he's not going to be a factor here. The outstanding offensive defenseman of the Washington Capitals, but can't match Jerome McGinley. And here comes Joe Thornton. 3rd in the National Hockey League in points with 56, 21 goals. Let's see how fast he can fire it. 93.5.
Rob Blake's coming up, and my money's on him. Just so I thought I might mention that to you, Chris,
I like
before
how
you did.
wait till everybody's gone and then you pick somebody because they haven't fared so well so far.
Kelly, the truth be told, Chris Pronger told us earlier today.
You're busting me.
Absolutely. Pronger told us Rob Blake's going to win. And here he comes.
Well, I was flying in from Saskatoon, so I missed that part of it.
Well, if you want to know who's going to win, ask Greg. He'll pick any front runner. Whoa, 83-7 for Yaroslav Modry. Modry getting a big round of applause here, and misfiring on the first one. A little better, but not the same league.
Nobody's missed the net yet. Now, normally that happens once or twice, which is always fun for the players as they get on him for it.
Now, I'd like to take a look at the whip in his stick and see if it was the same as with Jerome McGinley.
You know, Chelios will be around 100. I bet you. He can shoot it.
He's taking the spot for Chris Pronger. The hand problem Pronger has still acting up enough that he opted out. 91.9 for Chelios. The league leader in plus-minus. Chris Chelios plus 33. And 91.1. So Jerome McGinley continues to be the leader here.
I was wrong. Chris can usually get it going a little better than that.
He had to have a little stutter step in his stride to match up his stick and the puck on that shot, though.
Here's Sergei Fedorov, 97.5. There's a new leader. And again, Fedorov was after a double here. He thought he had a shot at both. Fastest man and hardest shot. 101.5. That might do it.
Boy, he put the pressure on Blake. And let's look at this stick and the whip in this one as well. He hits a little bit before the puck and lets the stick do the work. You got to be strong to be able to do that.
Here's at least 6 inches behind the puck.
Well, one last man for the North American side. Let's see if Rob Blake can match that. 97.4 to warm up. Chris Pronger said, I've been hit with Blake's shot. I know it's the fastest.
He might be wrong, though.
95.2, it's Sergei Fedorov.
The way Rob's booed here every time he comes back, I was wondering if he's going to throw one over the glass.
The only man that topped 100 miles an hour, Sergei Fedorov, with a point for the world team, 101.5. Scotty Bowman made him a defenseman this year, and apparently that practice from the point paid off.
And that is just some torque on that stick.
So Fedorov gets the win, but the North American team with the highest average, so they split the 2 points available.
Good, Chris, that was the key. Did that Fedorov blast get the world up on the team aggregate, but not. So 4-2, the world leads North America after 3 events. The shooting accuracy next.
I'm down on the field, and it is an absolute madhouse. Well, the miracle continues, and they're off to the playoffs thanks to Bobby Shanks' last-second touchdown run. You know, before this season started, no one would have thought that they'd make it into the playoffs. But with the offseason,
hey, rookie. Nice block back there. This belongs to you.
Escape. Imagine a world with no boundaries.
Well, it's not really a mystery anymore, is it? Why our prices are such a value. When you actually make your own suits and sport coats, before selling them in your store, you control not only the quality, cut, look, and feel, but also the price. After all, when people leave here, we want them to not only look good, but feel even better. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
So I talked to my dad today, and he thinks we should max out our RRSP contribution.
We don't have the money for more RRSPs.
I mentioned that.
And?
And he said we should use up the space in an RRSP.
We don't have the money.
I mentioned that.
Did Grandpa leave any money under there?
No.
No.
That's funny.
There's never been a better time to borrow to invest. With our catch-up line of credit and low interest rates, you can find the money.
Well, Sergei Fedorov says, no matter, I just try harder. Runner-up last year, hardest shot this year, over 100 miles an hour. What's the secret, mister?
I think you got to get pretty close to the puck and try to keep it a little bit off the ice. No high shots, no low shots. I think that's the way Radar's set up, but I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure.
You're taking no prisoners. You had a good run at Sami Kapanen in the skate there, and you're going to be in more. Is that right?
I'm just passing in the next accuracy shot competition. That's about it. But I'm happy for Sammy. He's a great skater, no question about it.
Hey, great shot. Way to go, Sergei.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Ron?
You know, Scott, it's just his 3rd trip to the All-Star game since winning the Hart in '94. Seems to have that eye of the tiger. What a talent, Sergei Fedorov. Event 4, shooting accuracy, where Ray Bourque has owned the competition. 4 targets, 4 shooters aside. They'll have 18 seconds. A lot of strategy here because there's passers on either side of the net alternating with the passes. The shooter's got to take it, decide where to go with it. There's a team competition, which the world won last year, 14 targets to 10, and the individual, which Ray Bourque won. One of 8 victories for Ray, including the last 5 in a row. But Ray's not here, so we'll see who has the opportunity to claim the best accuracy. Score 4-2 for the world currently as we go back to Chris Cuthbert, Greg Millen, and Kelly Rudy.
And Ron, you know the passes will be on the tape. Lidstrom and Fedorov dishing for the world team. Mario Lemieux and Paul Correa for Team North America.
That tells us how important that pass is. It has to be firm, not too soft, and right on the tape.
And Ray Bourque has told us for years, the key to this competition is to settle the puck down and take your time.
Alexei Zhitnik is the first man, and he is 0 for 2. There's his first target. Top defenseman in the World Cup of '96. And he has a pair of targets. And time runs out, so just 2 for Alexei Zhitnik. And again, 2 goals available here to the winner and to the team with the most targets.
And Jerome McGinley Getting ready to go, and of course, watch his release. He gets it away in a hurry.
First All-Star game, though. I'm wondering if he's going to be a little bit nervous.
Good point.
32 goals, 15-game point streak, longest in the NHL this year. Again, they say that first target, if you get that, you get on a roll. He's 1 for 3, he's 2 for 4. Did he get that one? 3, he's got it now. Oh, might have to get some confirmation. They may have hit that last target a little earlier.
I thought he did as well, and it didn't go.
And you're right, Chris. As soon as he hit that first one, then it seemed to fall in place for him.
And they are saying 4 for 6 for Jerome McGinley. And 4 for 6 has won this competition in the past. Here's Ziggy Palffy of the Los Angeles Kings, so you hear the big cheer. Palffy's missed some time this year with an injury. His third All-Star appearance. And he won't be a factor here. Ziggy 2 for 8.
A lot less body motion involved in Palffy's release. He was almost standing still, just using his arms.
And I think players would be better off turning their feet to get into a shooting position. See if Eric Daze will do that.
What a year for Eric Daze. 27 goals, his All-Star debut. Tied for the lead in scoring on the Chicago Blackhawks, and what a year they are enjoying. There's the first.
Behind his feet, turning to get into position to take the shot. There's a good turn.
There's 2, couple of goal posts, and missed that pass and has to settle for a pair.
It seems to me also it's the players that shoot a little bit harder instead of trying to baby the puck into the targets. They have more success.
Pavel Demitra of the St. Louis Blues dialing in. Jerome McGinley leads the way. 4 for 6. There was talk early in the year that Demitra might be available in a trade, and all he's done is light it up. And the Blues have lit it up lately, but Dimitra's finding these targets awfully elusive. He's pitching a shutout. Uh-oh.
And there'll be a little ribbing in the locker room for that one, believe me.
Yeah, he'll hear about that back in St. Louis.
Jeremy Roenick up next. What a terrific year he's having for the Philadelphia Flyers. His plus-minus is what has impressed me the most.
Got the first one. Registered his 1,000th NHL point in the final game before the All-Star break in Ottawa. JR. And he's 4 for 7.
Pretty good job considering that 4 of his pucks came on end onto his stick.
Roenick's done it all this year, at both ends of the ice.
Here's Marcus Naslund telling us this morning, intent on beating his 1 for 8 when he had a case of the nerves in Vancouver at the All-Star game there. There's 1 for 2, so he's better than his first appearance. He had that one already. He's got 3, 4, and a new leader. Let's see, 4 for 6. He'll tie Jerome McGinley.
How smooth was that? On a stick, nice even flow to his shot. His head was up looking at the targets, and he hit them.
5 for 6, actually. Too bad one he hit earlier.
Here's Brendan Shanahan, 29 goals on the year, leading the Wings in goals and points, and off to a great start. He's won this before. Lower target's a little tougher for him.
Old Shanny never was a low shooter. He likes the top half of the net.
There it is.
He's mad. Look at the cup.
Sure notice how he turns his feet, though, Greg, and attacks the net, gets his full body moving towards the target.
So Brendan Shanahan, 4 for 7. And we have a tie between Jerome McGinley and Marcus Naslund, representing a couple of the Western Canadian teams, and they'll each get a point. And a big extra point for the North American side. They were 14 for 28, whereas there was just 8 for the other side as we join Jerome McGinley.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Jerome, that was a Ray Bourque-like performance. 4 targets broken in 6 shots. How'd you do it?
Well, I got lucky because after the first 2, I'll tell you, I started getting flustered. If I didn't hit that third, I would have been in trouble. But it was fun, and the nerves are going on both those events for sure.
What was the key, to drill it or to baby the puck in?
I was trying to just shoot normal, not try and baby it, and just shoot almost as hard as I could, I guess.
All right, nice start to your first All-Star appearance. Thanks, Jerome.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Chris.
Well, it just keeps on getting better for the man tied for the league lead in scoring. In fact, now we know why these guys are tied for the league lead in scoring. They tie in the skills.
Well, and he's right in that he is shooting it normally. He's going for those targets. He's not laying off at all.
2 points for the North American side, 1 this time for the world team, and it's 5-4 world now as we move on to the next event. And before we continue, a special presentation about to happen at Center Ice, part of the NHL Fights Cancer program.
Through the efforts of the National Hockey League, the NHL Players Association, and dozens of our business partners, more than $4 million has been raised for local cancer organizations, the Canadian Cancer Society and the American Cancer Society. $4 million. At this time, I want to take one moment to honor a player who's not here. Montreal Canadiens centerman Saku Koivu, who is presently having his own battle with cancer. Let's hear it, please, for Saku Koivu. Saku, we all wish you well throughout the entire hockey world. Now, here to present a check to Gary Semenchuk of the Canadian Cancer Society and Fred Michelson of the American Cancer Society for this evening's donation. This evening, their donation of $400,000 is Pittsburgh Penguins number 66, Mario Lemieux. Now, Mario, as somebody who has battled and beaten this deadly disease, what can you possibly say to somebody who, individually or family, who's going through the same thing right now?
Well, obviously it's very difficult to go through, but I think the most important thing is to stay positive from the start, and that's really how I beat cancer in 1993. It was the support of my family, of course, my wife and my kids, and of course my teammates and all the people around the world who supported me. So stay positive from the start, and good things will happen.
Mario, thank you very much, and thank you for being so visual in your fight. Appreciate it. Come on, everybody. Mario Lemieux, the NHL and the NHL Players Association.
Saku Koivu completing his 8th and final chemotherapy round this week, and doctors say everything looks good. They'll do further tests later on in the coming week. Back with Event 5 next.
AIC. Buy, hold, and prosper. There's a little bit of Italy in our new taste menu at McDonald's. Introducing the Italian Chicken McGrill, all-white meat seasoned chicken breast topped with marinara sauce and 2 slices of processed mozzarella cheese. And the Italian Crispy Chicken Sandwich, all-white meat crispy seasoned chicken also topped with marinara sauce and 2 slices of processed mozzarella cheese. Hurry in and enjoy the taste of Italy.
There's a little McDonald's in everyone.
AIC. Buy, hold, and prosper.
If a sports car could teach another car, what would the lesson be?
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Ha. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Meet the teacher and the protege. The 16-valve 2-liter Mazda Protege. It's learned its lesson well.
AIC. Buy, hold, and prosper. The elusive passion of an Italian classic.
Get it.
Get it now, only from Panago. It's as simple as taking home a couple of our Italian classics or pepperoni classic pizzas, and with it, an uncommonly classic Caesar. Panago's Classic Pizza Sale. It isn't authentic if it isn't a Panago pizza.
Shake it. Get it. Shake it up.
Night falls over downtown Los Angeles, the Staples Center, the venue for the Super Skills competition. 5-4 the standing now, the world leading by a goal after the NHL's leading point getters tie in that most recent event number 4, the accuracy competition. Event number 5 is the pass and score, and teamwork required here as lines will go in on the goaltenders. This is where the goalie competition really gets underway. 9 skaters aside, 3 goalies per team. They'll have 30 seconds and 3 pucks. And, well, let's just say it's sunny and 66 degrees, Chris. You could explain this as it happens. How's that sound?
And 2 goaltenders in the booth here, Ron, have broken into a cold sweat just thinking about 3-0 breakaways.
Who came up with this idea? It is entertaining, I must admit.
Jose Theodore is the first goaltender to see action. He'll face Thomas Kaberle, Matt Sundin, and Alexei Yashin. First All-Star game for Jose. Welcome aboard. There's a great stop to start.
I'm going to be interested to see how many players get a little bit too fancy and turn away from great scoring opportunities and pass.
Now, why is Thomas Kaberle the shooter with Alexei Yashin and Matt Sundin? And Jose Theodore does not allow a goal. Great start for the Montreal netminder.
He's having quite a year for the Montreal Canadiens, and another one of the fine young goaltenders coming up in this business.
And look at all the North American players going over to Theodore and congratulating him for that effort.
A couple of San Jose Sharks, Vincent Damfuso and Nolan, along with Eric Daze, get set to shoot on Tommy Salo of the Edmonton Oilers. There's a nifty drop pass and a beautiful goal by Damfuso. I think he's done that with Nolan a couple of times. And every player must... Hey, great stop there by Salo.
That might have been in the net.
I think we've got video replay in this competition. So 1 goal on the 3 shots against the Edmonton netminder.
That was quite a save, though, Salo, off Owen Nolan. Let's take a look and see if...
The key for the goalies is to stay pretty tight on these 3-on-0s.
Ooh, I don't think that's in the net, but that was behind him a little bit.
Look what I found.
No, Greg, come on.
Here's Sean Burke of the Phoenix Coyotes. He's facing Palpi Dimitrov and Solani, a couple of Slovaks with the flying fin. And the world team having trouble finding the back of the net. There's another stop, no goal on rebounds, and no slap shots. And the world team 0 for 5, 3-on-0 against the North American netminders, and that's off the post. The red light went on, but Don Van Massenhoven waves it off. And they're pitching a shutout in the North American net.
Good work by Sean Burke, who really credits his goaltender coach in Phoenix, Francois Allaire, of helping him out considerably. And that's why he's on a run as this hits the post right on the nose. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to be that big as a goalie? You can spread out and cover both halves of the bottom of the net.
Here's Mike York, Joe Thornton, and Mark Parrish facing Nikolai Habibulin, who makes a great pad stop off York. Habibulin, number 1 save percentage on the season. And they botched that rush up, and will have to go back for their 3rd puck. Here comes Thornton, dropping it off. And York unable to beat Happy Boolin. What's going on? The goaltenders are dominating here.
That wasn't the prettiest thing I've ever seen. They were a little bit wide on most of these opportunities. The first good chance they had, though, that was Happy Boolin coming up big. The other two became a little bit more ugly as they went down each rush.
So here's Patrick Waugh in his 10th All-Star game, voted to start for the 9th time. Yager, Ilyash, and Espen Knutson. And I'll tell you what, the goaltenders are dominating the day.
Watch Patrick Waugh. I don't think anybody moves better than Patrick Waugh in the net. He is technically as good as they get.
No wonder there's so many shutouts in the NHL. Ilyash drops, Yager still can't beat him. And Patrick Waugh shuts the door.
You know that Patrick Waugh studies the team he's going to play a couple of times in the video before he even gets in the goal. That's how he is such a student of the game, or he is a student. And how about this save?
We might like to see Kovalchuk come back for this part of it.
How about this line, though? Do you think Pat Quinn's throwing a trial balloon out here? Lemieux, Shanahan, and Correa against Hotchik. And Lemieux fired it high. That's 16 3-on-0s and 1 goal. What's going on? Correa will try it off the goalpost. Well, it's the goaltenders who have dominated the last few years. They're doing it again here. Little sprawl snow angel by Hotchik. No rebound goals and no goal scored against Hotchik. Unbelievable.
They'd almost be better off to go straight in on a breakaway.
Well, I never would have expected this. I know that our goaltenders are outstanding, but just by sheer luck, you would think some of the scores would get 1 or 2 by them.
How many times have we seen Hotchik lay down like that and just make the save that way?
Let's join Scott Oak.
Okay, here's Sean Burke. Sean, what are the odds of any goaltender stopping 3-on-nones, but you did it, and against some pretty good talent. What was the strategy?
Actually, strategy is play deep and just try not to beat yourself. I mean, these shooters are so good. I actually think the 3-on-0 is better for the goaltender than the 1-on-0 because they all want to pass it. They don't want to be selfish, and you can read the play a little bit.
Goaltenders could have nightmares over coming to All-Star games. I'm not sure who it was who said it, but one goaltender coming this year said, it's not so bad. I only have to play 20 minutes and fish 3 or 4 pucks out of the net. Is that how you look at it?
If I'm only fishing 3 or 4, I'll be pretty happy. You're right. It's yeah, you got to have fun with it. Fans want to see goals. These guys are going to score goals, and as a goaltender, you just want to have fun.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
My pleasure. Good being here.
Well done, Sean and Scott and Chris, Kelly and Greg. Pat Quinn doesn't want to hear that one about the 3 North American goalies aren't going to the Olympics for Canada. They were perfect, and the North Americans grab the lead. Back with the final event next.
Now appearing at a living room near you. Orville Redenbacher's Ultimate Theater-Style Popcorn. Our pour-over pouch lets you add all the buttery topping you want, so nothing tastes fresher or more buttery. Ultimate Theater-Style Popcorn from Orville Redenbacher. Just like at the movies, only better.
Power's going out everywhere! Game's over, man! No, it's not!
With up to 1,000 cold cranking amps of guaranteed startup power, the MotoMaster Eliminator battery can mean the difference between life
Gets a chance here, coming in on goal. He shoots, he scores!
and sudden death. This is Canada. MotoMaster works here.
Wendy's Hot and Juicy Classic Double with Cheese is made fresh right when you order it, so it tastes better. Wendy's, it's hamburger bliss.
Oh, better mail this. Hey? Firearms registration.
Didn't you guys do that already?
That was a firearms license. This is a one-time registration for guns. And right now, it's free, so we're saving $18. The form's easy to fill out. Came in the mail.
Had better check for mine. My turn.
Call us at 1-800-731-4000 or visit our website. A message from the Government of Canada.
I'm sure this is gonna work.
We do this all the time.
It's cold.
Good.
I'm getting hot. Wendy's
Spicy chicken sandwich seasoned with our own blend of pepper and spices gives you a spicy hit that makes you feel warm all over.
Sunblock?
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. When you're hot, you're hot.
Getting set for the final event of the Super Skills, and it's 5-5 the world in North America. Funny enough, it was all even a year ago as well, and the key to a North American victory was Ray Bork beating Dominik Hasek in this breakaway relay. I think you know the drill. It's 18 skaters. 6 will go in one wave against one of the goaltenders. All goals count toward the team total score, so this is where you can really break things open, and this is where we'll decide who wins the goalie crown as well. In 2002, Jose Theodore up first, Chris.
And you would think after making 3 saves in the breakaway relay, or the 3-on-0, that you'd have a lead, but he's in a 5-way tie for first. The only man to allow a goal was Tommy Salo, and you do a pretty good job when you stop 2 of 3.
How about Jose Theodore? Of course, one of his childhood idols, Patrick Waugh. Now he's on the same team at an All-Star game.
Let's see if Sean Burke is right in saying that this is probably harder than 3-on-0.
I agree with him.
I do too. I like 2-on-0 breakaways because I always assume that they're going to try and make a pass in the end.
Well, Alexei Zhitnik will start things off. A 5-5 tie, and Theodore is still perfect. Be another defenseman. Here's Sergei Gonchar, 17 goals on the year, and he's got one here to put the world team ahead. Next up is the fastest man, Sami Kapanen, and he's pretty nifty too. Patrick Iliash is next, and Theodore got a piece of that. 7-5 the lead. Here's the hardest shot, Sergei Fedorov, and he is stopped by Theodore. One more to go in this first group of 6. Timo Solani, and Theodore does the job, stopping 4 of 6.
And 3 of them tried to go between the legs. That was some goal by Kapanen on the backhand to get it in the net.
So 7-5, the world team leads. Tommy Salo gets set to face his 6. Brian Leach will start things off.
And don't be surprised if Salo uses his stick and perhaps poke checks in one of these breakaways. We'll see. He likes to do it.
Leach gets things started nicely for Team North America. Wade Redden of the Ottawa Senators is up next, and Salo. Redden went hard into the inboards as Salo did the old Johnny Bauer.
There's that stick and the slide.
Jerome McGinley, he's got another. He's as hot as he was in the first half of the year. We're tied in the Super Skills, and Brendan Shanahan puts the North American team ahead. Oh, and Nolan is next. And Salo sprawls to make that save. One more, and it's Vincent Damphousse. And Salo makes that save.
Well, you're talking about how hot McGinley is, Chris. And he just whipped that by Salo.
So 3 goals there for the North Americans.
He is that quick release every time. The quicker players get it off their sticks, the harder it is for goaltenders to stop because they're not set.
8-7 the score. Sean Burke faces Thomas Kaberle, who ties it up. And next up, Yaroslav Modric of the Los Angeles Kings, stopped by Burke. Pavel Dimitra trying to turn the negative of the skills into a positive, or the accuracy. Showed his accuracy that time. Espen Knudsen next, stopped by Burke. Alexei Yashin of the New York Islanders, off the post and in. And Matt Sundin trying to make it 4 in this group of 6, and he does. So they light up Sean Burke for 4 goals and 6 breakaways to regain the lead.
As a goalie, if you stop the first couple, you gain confidence. If you don't, boy, it becomes tough. Yes, we've seen this shot many times, that curl and drag right off the post.
And Sundin also, he used his speed, and I was a little bit surprised by that until I saw the result, because Sean Burke had backed into his net, trying to back up the same speed that Mats was coming at him.
So 11-8 as the next 6 for North America are led by big Chris Pronger. And a nifty move on Happy Bulin. 11-9. Ed Jovanovski knows how to find the back of the net. Not this time. Up next, Eric Daze. 33 last year, but Happy Bulin shuts the door. JR will try his luck. Oh, what a goal by Rodick. 11-10. Here's Paul Correa. And Happy Bulin makes the save. One last chance here to tie the game in this group of 6. Mike York. And Happy Bulin makes the stop, and the world team continues to lead.
Well, it's not very often that goalies are thrilled when a shooter tries to show you up like this with a fancy move. I can imagine there'll be some hard feelings after this one at some point in a regular season game. I know I would be a little bit angry.
It worked, though.
Yeah, I know.
It worked well. Here comes Patrick. I love watching him on breakaways.
He has to deal with the Norris Trophy winner first, Nicholas Lidstrom. Patrick perfect so far. Ozelinch is next. Now the Panthers, and nothing doing.
Watch when Patrick goes in the butterfly. Whatever side he's on, he always picks that leg up. There he's on the right side. He'll pick up his right leg. If he does his butterfly to his left side, he'll pick up that leg.
How about Marcus Naslund? He's got one. First goal, 12-10 the score. Yager against Patrick Waugh. And Patrick makes the pad stop. One more. Ziggy Palffy, the anchor leg. The LA Kings player is stopped by Patrick Waugh.
You're not going to beat Patrick Waugh very often by trying to deke him. He is too good at the butterfly. He covers the 5-0 up. His feet are amazing, Kelly.
He's the goaltending leader. One got by him.
And he just loves to make sure that puck stays out at all costs, and he's going to take it right outside the crease right here and put it behind the net. Nothing gets in the net, ever.
And now Dominic Hasek. He has a 2-goal lead, 6 shooters. Rob Blake. And it's still 12-10. Chris Chelios. Have we seen this before? Chelios. And a backstroke save by Hasek. Mark Parrish will try his luck. Ring it off the post. It's still 12-10. 3 to go. Joe Thornton will try. And he shot wide. 2 men with a 2-goal disadvantage. Mario against Hasek scores. 12-11. And it comes down to this. Joe Sakic to tie. And he won't do it. And Dominic Hasek is able to make the save to preserve the win. And the world team prevails 12-11.
You know, Mario Lemieux, I've seen that move 100 times. If you play the shot, then he'll just deke you because of his reach. If you cheat on the deke, then he'll throw it up the top corner like he did. I don't know how you stop Mario when he does that, Kelly.
I don't know, but I was thinking when I saw Sakic coming down on Hasek that might be a preview for 3 weeks.
Well, you like the results of the Lemieux goal, but you don't want to get into many shootouts with Dominic Hasek. The world prevails on a night the goaltenders are dominant. 12-11 the final.
Sure this is gonna work? We do this all the time. It's cold.
Good.
I'm getting hot. Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich seasoned with our own blend of pepper and spices gives you a spicy hit that makes you feel warm all over.
Some luck?
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. When you're hot, you're hot.
Here's to a little something called 0 degrees. Accepted. You belong outside.
Quivers down my backbone. I got the shakes in my backbone. I got the shivers in my knee bone. Shaking all over. Well, you make me shake.
Shop brings you more of the moments you live for by carrying more high-end brands at guaranteed low prices. The ultimate home theater. It all begins at Future Shop. You'll like what the future has in store.
Nicorette gum. Take it one craving at a time.
He's Henry, Gray Henry. He was big on the taste of burgers and fries. Now he's trying Subway on for size.
Clay exercises and follows a balanced diet that includes Subway's 7 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less.
Subway, eat fresh.
Oh, there's Bob Cole and Harry Neal just heading back to the hotel. They'll call the All-Star game, of course, coming up a little later on. It was the Super Skills and the Young Stars tonight here in the city that crowns overnight sensations and perfects the sequels, and we saw both this evening. First of all, the overnight sensation, Ilya Kovalchuk, had 26 goals coming into this game. 6 more for Barry Melrose as he romps with a brilliant performance. Mike Comrie had a hat trick. Danny Heatley, the other Thrasher, rookie sensation, terrific. Quite a show in the Young Stars as Melrose won it going away with Kovalchuk 6. And in the skills, the world beat North Americans, but not before Paul Correa got North America off on the right foot. He wins the individual puck control relay for the 4th year in a row. Sami Kapanen highlighted the fastest skater competition by winning it for the world. Sergei Fedorov, perhaps surprised, the hardest shot at 101 miles per hour. Jerome Iginla and Marcus Naslund share the leading shooting accuracy. They are the top point getters in the NHL. The left-hand shooting Naslund and the right-hand shooting Iginla 4 for 6. Then in the pass and score, Patrick Roy got on his roll. He'd make 8 saves between this event and the breakaway relay. Same for Dominic Hasek. Hasek and Roy tie for the goalie title. And here's the Dominator with Scott Russell.
Well, Dominic Hasek shut him down with the exception of Mario Lemieux. You like that situation, don't you, Dominic?
Of course I like, it's exciting, I know I cannot give up 2 goals, and I gave it only to the best player in the world, so I could allow Mario score, but nobody else.
Well, listen, when you see those guys coming down on you, Sakic and Lemieux and Roenick and all those guys, what are you thinking about? How do you focus on just stopping them?
In this competition, you don't have too much time to think because they shoot so fast. In the Olympics, you have a little bit time to think what they can do, and today was one after the other. Like I say, today maybe they save something for the Olympics. Who knows?
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Mario, a splendid move on Dominic Hasek. Might you need that in the Olympics?
Yeah, it might be one that I need in a couple of weeks. But I think the key for me on breakaways is to wait the last possible second and then make my move. And Dominic didn't move. I didn't move until the end, and I was able to pick the corner. So, I'll be ready if I have to face him.
I know you've addressed this many times, but I want to ask you again, what's your take on this All-Star weekend being so close to the Olympics, and a lot of players, including yourself, have to do double duty?
Yeah, it's no problem. We have a good time for a couple of days, and this is really relaxed. Get a chance to come here and spend some time with the guys and bring your family, and this is not hard work at all. It's a great time to be here, and we'll be ready in a couple of weeks. It shouldn't affect the guys.
All right, a prediction on the score tomorrow. Is it going to reach double figures?
Oh, absolutely. These poor goalies tomorrow, they're in trouble.
Thank you, Mario.
All right.
Ron, back to you.
Scott Oak, here was the scene as Howardchuk wins the draw. It's Gretzky, Murphy, Lemieux, 3-on-1. Go high. Oh, no, that's the Canada Cup, but it looked the same. Mario Lemieux in vintage form. We'll be back in a moment.
Travel for work, $16,000 a month.
Gloves, for work, $12 a pair. Miscellaneous work expenses, $320 a year. Having a job that never, ever feels like work, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL and lifelong fan of Phil Pritchard, keeper of Lord Stanley's Cup.
The 2002 NHL All Stars Skills Competition, brought to you by Labatt Blue. A whole lot can happen out of the blue. And by MasterCard, preferred card and payment system of the NHL.
Coming up, it's the 52nd annual All-Star Game, and one of the features of our show will be our poll question, which is, what player should Team Canada add to its Olympic roster? If Gretzky and Quinn are talking to us by the time we get to Salt Lake, it'll be a miracle. But if there is an injury, who would you like to see replace that injured forward? This is forwards-specific, the question. Your options are Eric Daze, Jeff O'Neill, Mark Recchi, Keith Primo, Joe Thornton, or Anson Carter. To vote, cbc.ca/hockey/all-star. And we'll give you the results of that. We'll also have Commissioner Gary Bettman. Don Cherry's up busy with his Ice Dogs. He doesn't go for the Floaters game, of course. So we will have Commissioner's Corner with Gary Bettman, the NHL Commissioner, in the first intermission. A hot stove with Kelly Rudy, Greg Millen. Lots of expert opinion. Jewel will give us the national anthems. Also, Five for Fighting performs. And so do the best players in the world. The world wins the Super Skills, leaving some of those North Americans shaking their heads. For all of us, till later on, so long from Hollywood.